following video is a long version of a walk around of a cell phone tower out in the countryside on the border of Illinois and Indiana to get away from other RF signals, to try to attempt to show you, if you want to learn, how far you might want to live from a cell phone tower if you're concerned about RF or microwave radiation. Now the video is unedited, other than the fact that I had to keep restarting the camera because my rig here, my video camera, kept shutting off due to vibration. I have a camera on this rig and an Acoustimeter AM10, and that's what we used in this process of filming this. Now if you want to see a short version, there's a video link below which has an additional 4 towers in the area that were filmed, and I only spent about a minute on each and was sped up. So if you want to see additional numbers of different cell phone towers, check the link below. Okay, welcome. We're going to be checking out the intensity of a cell tower, the RF of a cell tower, 1 mile from here. Let me show you. Down this lonely road, there is a cell tower that can be seen from a mile away, even though it's really cloudy today. That's our target. And as you see, other than a house there, a farm, there's virtually nothing from a mile away to interfere with RF. Now there is a farm here, farm there at this intersection, but we'll be leaving this area very quickly. We're on a bicycle to make sure there's no RF from a vehicle. We're going to try to do this with my little setup here, and it's probably going to be very bumpy, and I might speed the thing up so that if the camera jostles or whatever, because this is obviously a very strange getup I got going here. The things I do for YouTube, right? Okay, but before we start, of course, we need to turn on the Acoustimeter. Now, anything we're getting here will probably be due to those farms that we're right near. We shall see. As you see, we are registering something here. And we are on the way. I'll try to keep the camera pointed in the general direction of the tower. And already I can see things have got themselves skewed. So I'm going to have to adjust the camera accordingly. You see, we are receiving some RF from something here. Again, we have all those farms right beside us there, right behind us. Okay, let's continue. Okay, my camera shut off by itself. It warned me about vibration. So we're still on the road here. I had to interrupt. It wasn't my choice. It just decided to interrupt itself. Never seen that before, but I've also never been on a bicycle with my video camera or my RF meter. I can only hope the first part was saved before it decided to shut down. So we're going to go a little bit slower here, so I may speed it up. And when we see a dirt road, that's actually a state line. So we're going to be crossing into another state here soon. Okay, I had to stop again because my camera said I was using too much vibration. Better turn that thing down a little, huh? So we're gonna have to go even slower. Again, I can only hope data has been recovered. It looks like it has, according to the screen. And now up ahead here, a few hundred feet, is a state line. Now, I can see already something, and I'm going to show you when we get closer, about the tower itself, if you can't spot it already. Okay, now we're going to be on dirt road, so I'm going to have to go even slower. Notice how the RF is even lower than it was when we started. Going about walking speed now. Pausing for a moment to resituate my camera so I can point it more in an upwardly direction. At the same time observing the meter. Okay, I'm going to stop here for a couple of reasons. First of all, we're kind of flooded out here, so I won't be able to walk. I need to walk around anyway. Parking the bike. I can do this by hand now. A lot more stable. Now, I am roughly in a position that if that tower would fall right now at the base, the head of the tower would probably land somewhere about where I am now. So, depending, that's just a rough guess on my part. There's a lot of water here. I'm going to walk around the tower. Here's why. If you look at the top of the tower, I probably won't be able to zoom in very effectively. We shall see. I can. Okay. Look at the way those elements are situated. Now, I don't know enough about cell towers, but it kind of looks to me like the direction pointing where I came from across the state line appears to be rather lacking in elements. So it might only be radiating in two different of the three directions. That's just my guess. I don't know enough about cell towers. But we shall see, because we're going to go around to the other side of it. If we can get across this road without getting too wet. I want you to continue to watch the... In fact, I need to go back to the bicycle to get something. Something I brought to help do this test. A piece of shield here, which we can put up and see if it's blocking anything. Maybe not. In any case, I have it now. Okay, getting my feet wet, because there's a good inch of water across this road. Okay, now we are actually closer to the tower, and we're at about a 90-degree angle from the road. Okay, we're going to go around the other side of it as well. Now see, we're getting into the red zone here a little bit. 0.6 roughly, and that's about the place that it starts getting into the red LEDs. Now I'm going to stand here for a while not moving, and we're going to put my shield in front. And although it's louder because of the reflection of the aluminum foil from the speaker, which is behind the unit, it doesn't seem to be dropping a whole lot. Or is it? Not much change visually to my eyes. Let's continue walking. I want to get on the other side in the other state, which I am in the other state, but I want to get to the other side of it to see if the signal is beaming any stronger from the state that sometimes it appears to be hosting. The reason I say this, folks, is because frankly, if you've ever been on the road, and I am on the road a lot, and if you're ever talking on your cell phone while you're crossing a state line, quite often you get a drop signal. You have to wait a mile or two on either side of the state line until you can get back online again, onto your phone again. So here we are on the other side. And there's more traffic here on this road, obviously. Now we are looking in the opposite direction from which we came. If the tower fell from where it is right now at the base, it would probably land about 20 or 30 feet from the actual head of the tower. Now see if I can do this with the other hand. See the way those elements are situated? I am in the other state now. Unfortunately, it's not focusing because it's trying to focus on the meter, not on the tower. Unless maybe if I zoomed in more, I could get it. There we go. It appears those elements are pointing all basically 180 degrees on either side from this direction. But in any case, we got to the other side of it to see if there's a difference in the strength of the signal. And you'll have to review this later and see if it indeed got stronger. Okay, now we're going to go back where we came from. Continually pointing in the general direction of the tower itself. Still got snow here, even though it's over 60 degrees today. Very unusually high temperatures. But of course, the last 2 months we've had very unusually low temperatures. So if you had a house right here, you'd be exposed to a level of RF radiation that just touches into the red zone. Now you'll have to go online yourself and find out what those numbers means. I'm not going to tell you. Because you can find reports, of so-called official reports, showing one thing and another, and then you can find a whole lot of other reports from supposed independent scientists that also do the same thing, way up or way down. So you be the judge. I'm just showing you the readings. Now heading back, and frankly, if it stays on, I will just leave it on for about 3 miles to see if there's any changes. Now we're heading the other direction. Already it's way down to the green. The only difference is it's passing through my body, but we're still less than 1/8 of a mile away from the tower, just heading in the opposite direction. So that's rather interesting. I think my camera got jarred enough to where it's no longer in screen properly at the bottom. So we're going to adjust this. And hopefully that will be sufficient. Continue on. This is curious. As I sit here, we're about a half a mile away from any buildings of any kind and about half a mile away from the tower. And we're still reading levels in the yellow zone this far away. I don't know if that's the tower or what it is, but we'll keep watching.
Okay, at this point, we are about 1.5 miles from the tower and a good half mile from anything. No houses, no buildings, no barns, nothing, with the possible exception of this railroad crossing up ahead and this box there you see on the left side of the road. Now, we shall see if it's producing an RF as we go by it. Now I am right at the railroad crossing, and this little shack here does have an antenna on it of some kind, just a little whip antenna. Other than that, I don't see anything. The signature isn't extremely powerful, but it does seem to be more powerful right here where I happen to be than it was just a quarter mile away, and we're about a half mile from all those buildings up ahead. Continuing on. Okay, let's see if I can do this. From my location now, about, let's see, 2¼ miles from the tower, I can see 2 other towers, and I don't have any idea if I'll be able to zoom in and do them or not because of this thing in front of me here. There we go. That's one of them. I would judge that to be more than 2 miles away. And then over this side of the flood, we've got another one Again, wait for the thing to focus. Pass. Also about 2 miles or more away. And we're not very near any buildings here, folks, that would be putting off an RF signal. It's hard to imagine that we're getting such high readings this far away. That appears to be the case. Continuing on. back at a warehouse. And although it's dark in here, as soon as I walk in, you can hear and see we drop down to virtually nothing. But we're in a big metal box.